From the Rivers property in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, this is Poker Night in America. Welcome to Poker Night in America, where we conclude day 2 at Rivers here in Pittsburgh. I'm Chris Hansen. That's Joe Stapleton.
Coming up on today's show, we close out that feature on the poker playing artificial intelligence, and Tom Schneider donkey bombs it. Light a match.
Phil, you winning now?
I think I might be.
Yeah.
We continue day 2 at Rivers in Pittsburgh, the two biggest stacks right next to each other. Jack Schanbacher in the 3 seat and Phil Laak in seat 4.
I love having two big stacks like that at the table. Those are two guys that can easily double up my short stack.
You remind me of a guy named
Lines
Marty.
are 25 and 50 with an optional $100 straddle.
You know who Marty Hogan is, huh?
I don't think I heard of him.
Yeah. He's like the only guy in...
Marty Hogan, the less famous brother of Hulk Hogan.
Brother of brother. Cletus, Daniel, Clarence, Wolf. We're just going to call him Cletus. Raises with pocket 7s. Laak calls.
Wow.
And then Mark Pegasus Smith raises to 450. Vierheller, another local celebrity, makes a call.
Calling. You guys like it, huh?
Show him how to do it.
You want me to see if I can just, yeah, there you go.
Calls all around.
I put it in. I put the money in.
Ring, 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 ring. Phone's ringing. Who is it? Everyone's calling.
Okay.
Terrible joke.
It's pretty bad, but
Thank you.
maybe it'll take away from the fact that no one can possibly like this flop.
Good man. I check.
Smith bets on the button, 500.
Wolf raising his 7s, and it looks like he could potentially get a better hand to fold. Betting the flop, I want you to stop, because I'm bluffing like the wolf.
Smith calls.
Well, the board gets worse for both hands, but better if you want to bluff.
All in.
28.75 is enough to put Smith all in. You will fold.
There's the 7 of clubs.
It's getting spunky over there.
I'm getting spunky. The clearance is coming out. I just can't hide clearance for too long.
Sometimes my clearance comes to the surface. I just take some antibiotics.
You won't like me when I'm Clarence.
I actually think that's probably not even worth asking monkeys. I say keep the monkeys in the jungle and don't even ask them, because I'm pretty sure
They wouldn't be
I'm
interested.
down at least a couple thousand just from
They wouldn't be interested.
surrendering my strategy.
It's your option, buddy.
125 from Phil Laak. Tom Schneider calls.
I mean, it's better for the
Mike
game.
Vierheller is along for the ride. So is Ioffe.
4 players.
Times are tough, man.
You got that 15K
Jack high
over
flop.
there now? Or?
Ioffe and Schneider both flop trips. I mean, how? You played 10-4 suited and flop trips? How?
It's the jacket. It's just running good with fashion and in poker.
Just don't forget, Tom, when you only have 1 card left, you got to yell Uno. And for Ioffe's sake, I hope he is not attempting a check raise.
Hey, did Eric reload?
Nope, just a call.
See one.
Huh?
Oh, Eric.
I don't know. Smirking.
So Schneider's kicker does play.
It really is catching on, though. You did a good job with that. Against what some people said. They said that I shouldn't have it on here. But most was like, you got to, you know? Yeah, right?
See, on the top, you must let the antenna breathe, you know? It's like multiple...
Ioffe got cold decked here, but he lost the minimum. Takes some discipline to not spaz out there and
You have a
just
name for that?
put a bunch of chips in with trips.
It's just tower one, basic control.
Like most Mac products, the Ioffe didn't last as long as you thought it would.
Nah, but we are going to try to get him an appointment at the Genius Bar. Back after this.
For more from Poker Night, visit pokernight.com or find us on Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, where you can see complete episodes and unedited live streams. Thanks for coming back to Rivers in Pittsburgh. It's Poker Night in America. I'm Chris Hansen. He's Joe Stapleton.
Hello, my babies.
Phil Laak with over $50,000 in chips on the table. Makes it 400 with 9-10 suited.
Gamble with my friend, Mr. Laak.
The Schneids, Tom Schneider calls with ace-king. I call him Schneids, we're tight.
How did you come up with that?
Well, his mother's maiden name was actually Schneidenhammer.
Ruh-roh.
And so, never mind.
Much more you got. I'm all in.
Put an all in.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh is right. Aces versus ace-king is one of the worst spots you can be in. It's like being stuck in a conversation with Phil Hellmuth. You just don't want to do it.
It doesn't look good for me.
Paging Dr. Understatement. Tom Schneider is dealing with the Schneidenhammer right now. And Schneider's going to double up the local player, Mike Vierheller.
For me to...
Not too much damage to Tom's stack.
That's one of those times where you're okay that you don't wake up with a big hand.
All right, sweetie. Well, we're playing. All right, bye. I'm under strict orders to win that money back that I just lost, so I'm just letting you know that was the real mothership.
I think there's probably sexier names for your wife.
Raise to 300.
I'm going to be the first to make a betting or checking decision on the flop.
How good is Phil Laak running right now?
He's the absolute best.
800?
The greatest thing about Phil Laak is he will completely felt you, which, by the way, is a word he invented, and he will make you have a really good time while he does it. He's an absolute genius.
This is a pretty interesting spot. Laak flop 2 pairs, Schneider's up and down.
Nobody's too likely to want to fold. Queens makes a good fold there, though.
Turns out we're playing a lot of pots together, Phil.
Yep.
That'll happen when it's the 2 biggest stacks of the table as Schneider gets there on the turn.
I guess his mothership was right. He's got to win that money back that he just lost.
Well, there's still 1 card to come. Phil's not drawing dead. Looks like Tom may be thinking about raising.
I always wondered if when I'm silent in big hands, if that's a tell or not.
It is.
It's a tell?
Yeah.
Is it fear or strength?
I can't give you that info. I'm just letting you know.
Tell me later.
Yeah.
Tell me later.
8,000.
Raise to 8,000.
Can you pull in 3? How much more do you have? Like 4?
Phil's no dummy, right? And in the few hands that I've watched Tom Schneider, I've seen him only tank call or tank raise when he's got a really strong hand. Now, even knowing that, I'm not sure that Phil can fold.
A little over 7, 4, 5, 6, 7,000 left.
You don't see Phil Laak make a lot of big laydowns when there's still cards to come. But everything about Tom here reeks of strength and poor fashion sense.
It's interesting. Is that a blank or not? That's the question. I'm just so afraid that he has ace 5 of diamonds, ace king, king queen of diamonds, king 10 of diamonds, king 6 I'm afraid of too.
Good fold, Phil Laak.
King 6 beat? Can you beat king 6? Do you think he might have had it, maybe?
What's it?
Do you think he had better than a set? Do you think he had a straight?
give them
Phil,
all
if it
the
makes you
sets.
feel any better, I agree. I think he had a straight two.
I don't know. I think he had king six. No, wait.
What's a set?
Either way, you're beat.
Set over set over set.
I've seen it before.
Yes.
And then I got the open-ended straight flush draw.
It's rare.
Stack 'em
Very
all.
rare.
Very rare.
We had that last night in Omaha.
This guy was playing in Omaha
flop.
last
Set over
night. Now
set
he's
over
in
set.
Pittsburgh.
World
I did
traveler.
not, unfortunately.
You had middle.
I had top two. That was a really bad place to be.
I once had top two in Omaha. That was before I was married.
Oh, wow.
What?
I hope she doesn't watch this show or you may end up being divorced. Phil with a very dangerous top pair.
625.
Schneider.
Just don't look at it afterward. Oh, he looked.
It is cold and flu season.
Top full
Oh,
comes
he
in
looked
third,
again. Three looks.
Clean up on aisle Schneider, please.
Lock's bet gets two callers. Vierheller calling with a double gutter doesn't get there.
Check.
Checks around to the last aggressor. Checks around. Somebody got there then, and it's not Phil Laak and his two pair.
Ioffe is mentally checked out of this hand about 2 streets ago, it seems like.
He's like, no way queens are good. Just come on.
33.75, the bet from Phil Laak.
What do you do here if you're Vierheller? Raise and maybe get 2 folds, or call and maybe get a call behind you. 9-7, not the nuts, by the way.
Yeah. You do have to be mindful of that. You can just call here and win a 10K pot. That's exactly what Vierheller does.
Straight.
You have a straight? Oh, you're good.
He started with a $1,000 buy-in to a satellite here at Rivers, turned that into a $10,000 win, and is now stacking even more chips in the cash game.
Way to spin it up.
I should have bet that on the turn. That would have been the play.
Tom Schneider, come on, dude. At least step away from the table next time you gotta blow your nose.
Ugh, no, more nose blowing and money blowing when we come back.
You know,
No. No.
Show everybody. You threw me tissues, told me to cry, called me a liar.
You had allergies.
Can you finish all your insults at once, or do I have to wait?
I got plenty of them.
Welcome back to Poker Nights in America. Have you ever wondered how far you can go on a tangent? Well, take that distance, quadruple it, and then aim it into outer space. Because Phil Laak is about to take us all on a little word journey.
Phil, did you go to college?
I graduated from Verona Elementary in 5th grade.
Verona Elementary in
Then
Pittsburgh?
in New Jersey and near,
Is that the highest?
basically in 5th grade. And then I went, I saw a cartoon with a guy with a stick, and he wrapped up some stuff in a knapsack, you know, like a little tablecloth. A hobo, yeah. And then I went out.
300.
That was the first time I found a pair of flip-flops, because I saw the hobo had some kind of woven-ish, it wasn't like sneakers.
Yeah.
And then I just went from railroad station to railroad station, drifting around, met other hobos, learned the way of the hobo way. You know,
You know, it's strange. I asked you if you went to college.
And you got all
This
that.
is the answer I got. Yeah, that's a great answer.
You got the Frosty the
yeah.
Snowman.
What did you order for breakfast today? Well, when I was 3.
I'm not sure if any of that is true, including that Phil's ever even seen a cartoon.
Phil Laak is a one of a kind.
The Hobo Way.
The hobo way.
There used to be a restaurant called Hobo Joe's. I loved it.
Yep.
Ironically, they had a strict no hobo policy there,
You'd think they'd have been a little bit more forgiving, huh?
right?
I like that, the Hobo Way.
I like the pork store in San Francisco on Haight Street. That place has the best sausage, egg, the piggy special is what they call it. I love it. Oh.
You know how Phil got there? He smelled the meat and floated on the odor fumes, just like from another cartoon he
Reads
saw.
poetry to his eggs, for example. I mean, I'm not sure if he does. I doubt he does.
Yeah.
But the farmers probably did. The farmers love those eggs
Yeah.
because his food is, you know, clean and all this high level.
It's important to have clean food in this world. I think that's one thing we could all agree on.
But for all I know, the pork store has excellent
Schanbacher with a pair of 9s, Ioffe with nothing.
I just know I love their food. Oh, wow.
Back to your clean food statement. We're going to make an exception for the 5-second rule, though, right?
Well, of course, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not wasteful. I just want it to be clean.
Nothing can get dirty in less than 5 seconds.
Oh, and Ioffe with this nothing turns it into a winner.
I don't know. You got me thinking, Phil. I don't know.
Don't make him think.
Maybe he's thinking about becoming a hobo is what he's talking about. I always wondered how the hobos with their disheveled shoes and carrying that bag on a stick could actually leap onto a boxcar on a train. Think about it.
Some of them are deceptively spry.
Like ninjas. Like bearded, cigar-smoking hobo ninjas.
Uh-oh, this is shaping up to get real dirty. Much like the food Hanson won't eat.
Schanbacher with ace-king. Here comes a raise from Jack Schanbacher to 1250.
All right, well, we're gonna see a flop. I just like open folding queens here. Just muck them.
Go ahead, bet, I'm done. Well, that's not what Smith is gonna do. He's gonna get deeper and deeper into this I can't win hole.
Just pick up a gut shot.
Well, aren't you trying to be positive?
So you're allowed to call here, and you're allowed to fold, but one thing you're not allowed to do is seem confused that you've been put all in. Calls all in, he is behind.
Give me a 10.
He's calling for the Joe Stapleton miracle on the river. He needs that 10 to make the gut shot. That's a 3, not close.
That's how the Joe Stapleton miracle works, actually. You can ask for it, but it doesn't come.
Does it ever come?
No.
No.
Unless you count this job. Thanks, CBS Sports. Ha!
All right, day 2, we've done. The biggest winner of the day, Tom Schneider. He's used to doing that on Poker Night in America. He's up over 13,000.
Man, that Jack Schanbacher, he'll raise any two, except for his own children. Your wife had a baby yesterday.
After the break, we're going to conclude the Claudico Poker AI series. Resistance is futile.
Show everybody. You threw me tissues, told me to cry, called me a liar.
I thought you had allergies.
Can you finish all your insults at once, or do I have to wait?
I got plenty of them.
Really? Called me a liar, whiner, threw me tissues. Class act. Told me to shut up. If I quit this show early, at least we'll know because of you.
Oh, man, don't do that, man.
Why not?
Closed captioning is brought to you as a public service by Poker Night in America. Welcome back to Poker Night in America at Rivers in Pittsburgh.
You know, Chris, I just had to light an entire page of Rocky jokes on fire because I just now realized that Rocky takes place in Philly. We're in Pittsburgh, and apparently those two things aren't the same?
No, Pittsburgh here, Philly here, not the same thing. The American educational system really has failed you, Mr. Stapleton. Let's not wait any longer. It's time for part 3 of our series on Claudico, poker's newest and most challenging AI.
And more importantly, the 4 poker players who are trying to pull its plug.
I'd like to hand this over to the #1 no limit heads up Texas Hold'em player in the world, Doug Polk.
And when I first heard about this challenge, I thought this was great. I thought this was a way to expand my knowledge of the game, to test myself in a challenge type format. and to really try to learn true theoretical strategies that should be played. So I have no idea what to expect. What I will say is that the humans are going to give our A game, and we're going to see if we can take down this computer.
The first day was a crushing day for Claudico. The humans beat us by a lot. It was a complete human onslaught, and it looked like we would lose huge. The next defining moment was second day, when we actually were able to curb that onslaught, and I knew that this was going to be close.
When we look at win rate and heads up no limit, you think about things in the big blinds that you won. And when a win rate, you refer to it as your big blinds per 100 hands. So the win rate that we had over Claudico in this challenge was 9.1. 9.1 signifies a fairly substantial edge, but not really a domination.
And when we did the analysis of, is this result statistically significant, we found that the 95% confidence interval, which is typically used to determine statistical significance, required a win rate of 10.5 big blinds per 100. So it was close to statistical significance, but not quite there.
We've learned a lot about what are the strengths and weaknesses of Claudico, and from those we can infer how to improve the algorithms for our incomplete information game solving in general, and apply it to a host of applications like negotiation, auctions. And as we have time now after the event, we'll write algorithms that will port through the 80,000 hands, and we'll learn a lot more.
I mean, I think watch out, the robot apocalypse is coming, but it's not quite here yet.
Well, there you have it. Humans rule. Humanity in your face, electronics.
Claudico version 2, it's going to be released very soon, and you know there's going to be a sequel.
Next episode, we move from one nerd topic to another. Hilarious prop jokes.
Come on, take the bite.
Yep, we're headed to Choctaw for the very first time. For more Poker Night, visit pokernight.com or find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch for up-to-date information, full episodes, and unedited live streams. For Joe Stapleton, I'm Chris Hansen. We'll see you next time on Poker Night in America.
In Oklahoma.
I graduated from Verona Elementary, basically in 5th grade, and then I saw a cartoon with a guy with a stick, and then I just went from railroad station to railroad station, drifting around. Met other hobos, learned the way of the hobo way.